Morning, everybody. Welcome to Recovery Concepts, Recovery Snack, Thursday, February 12th. I'm running a little bit behind, so we're going to dive right in. February 12th, a thought for the day. As we look back on all those troubles we used to have when we were drinking, the hospitals, the jails, we wonder how we could have wanted that kind of life. As we look back on it now, we see our drinking life as it really was, and we're glad we're out of it. So after a few months in AA, we find that we can honestly say that we want something else more than drinking. We've learned by experience that a sober life is really enjoyable, and wouldn't go back to the old drunken way of living for anything in the world. Question: do I want to keep sober a lot more than I want to get drunk? Meditation for the day. My spiritual life depends on an inner consciousness of God. I must be led in all things by my consciousness of God, and I must trust Him in all things. My consciousness of God will always bring peace to me. I will have no fear because a good future lies before me as long as I keep my consciousness of God. If in every single happening, event, and plan I am conscious of God, then no matter what happens, I will be safe in God's hands. I pray that I may always have this consciousness of God. I pray for a new and better life through this God consciousness. A couple of things there definitely resonate. It says here, so as we look back on it now, we see our drinking life as it really was. After a few months in AA, we find we can honestly say that we want something else more than drinking. That doesn't relate to me. To me personally. I mean, I knew I didn't want to be who I was, but after a few months, I just wasn't where I needed to be. I had to continue. But I think that that's rational in my world. It's logical. I was out there, give or take a little bit, 25, 30 years, depending, how you view addiction and the definition of it and the trouble and definitely the drinking and the using. 25, 30 years, no problem. So I think it's unreasonable for me to expect that within a few months that everything just snaps around. I saw benefit in a few months for sure. I absolutely saw benefit. Like I said, I stopped having authority problems. I stopped having my health situation started to get a bit better. But I just hadn't become comfortable yet in my own skin, and I hadn't done the step work, the 12-step stuff, the step work, to where you can really start cleaning up a whole lot of your past from, all the junk that I picked up on board over the years of, living a life that was conflicted against the way that I wanted to live. I sold myself on the fact that this is fun, I enjoy it, it relaxes me, I've earned it, I've done my work, I've paid my bills, blah, blah, blah. But I did a lot of sketchy stuff, and I did some things that went against my own beliefs on how you ought to carry yourself, morality and consciousness. They talk about God consciousness here. And it really made it hard for me to balance and understand who I was at points in times, because I would end up doing things that I would never do. I would think that I would never do during heavy usage, heavy drinking, whatever the case may be. It just took me somewhere for a long time that I don't believe I was intended to be. And today's reading also talks about, sorry y'all, I can't see anything anymore, I'm getting old. Today's reading also talks about, I will have no fear because a good future lies before me as long as I keep consciousness of God. Well, I believe I have a God conscious today that's no different than any other of my habits these days, which is it's a work in progress, but I continue to work at it, to get fruit, to bear fruit from my work. But I haven't entered a world yet where fear never pops up. For me, that hadn't happened yet. I have a lot less fear these days, and a lot of that, I believe, is because I don't put myself as near many compromising positions that I used to, and I don't have to cover up or try to rationalize the facts of what I've done yesterday or last week or whatever, sitting in isolation somewhere trying to make sense out of it all. So there is a lot of fear that's gone. And I believe I have a decent God conscience. I believe that I keep contact with my higher power. But so far during my journey, I can't say that I don't have any fear anymore. That's not truthful in my experience. But I can say it's a whole lot better. I'm not fear driven. I'm no longer fear driven. I do not run from fire to fire to fire to fire, always trying to put out fires and sit in isolation, in despair, and discomfort, in just the simple fact of being Chris. That kind of sucked. So, absolute progress. Having no fear, that ain't me yet. I don't know that I'll ever get there, but I do know that my opportunities to have fear are a lot less, if you will. And when things do approach me like that, I know exactly where to go and what to do to combat such things. I reinvigorate my conscious contact with my God. I ask for release from the fear and the worry. And I ask to be shown what you would have me do, during this path of moving from fear back into faith again. It's always a journey for me, but that's okay. Anyway, I'm rambling. If you don't mind, like, especially share. Appreciate the subscribers out there. Y'all take good care of yourself, and Lord willing, we will see you Friday. Friday. Take good care. Stay warm. Have a blessed day. Talk to you soon. Thanks again for joining. Bye.